Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle visited Harlem on Friday afternoon, where they took time to visit a school in the area and dine at a neighborhood eatery where the prince had his first taste of chicken and waffles. The pair sat down for lunch at famed Southern food restaurant Melba's, run by Harlem local, Melba Wilson. She later thanked the couple on the restaurant's social media pages for a promised $25,000 donation towards the business's COVID-19 Employee Relief Fund. The fund, which was set up by the restaurant, is aiming to raise $250,000 in order to provide financial relief to the dozens of hourly workers impacted at Melba's during the pandemic. It was such an honor to officially welcome Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, to Melba's. I am so thankful for their commitment to donate $25,000 and hope to welcome them back soon. Thank you for dining with us. Numeral sweet potato pie hogs, the restaurant tweeted. The couple were without any other members of their entourage as they enjoyed southern fried chicken and eggnog waffles, catfish with chipotle mayo, spring rolls with rice, black-eyed peas and collard greens. Harry said it was the first time he'd ever tried chicken and waffles and remarked it was delicious, one fellow diner said. They added that Prince Harry was already fond of collard greens and that it was a family favorite because Meghan's mother Doria Ragland often makes it for them. The restaurant's owner was also pictured speaking with the pair at one point during their meal. The Wire shedding a light in our community of Harlem during a tough time, Melba Wilson said to the New York Post, adding that the couple were so keen and that she was grateful they stopped by. Wilson spoke with the Duke and Duchess about non-profit City Harvest, the largest food rescue organization in New York, which takes food that would otherwise end up in the trash and redistributes it to other city food programs. A fellow diner posted photos on social media showing the couple speaking to people in the background and lining up to enter the eatery in face masks. I just had a delicious lunch with @Antonia, Meghan Markle, and Prince Harry, the diner tweeted. They wouldn't let us pay for their meal, true story, we tried. The restaurant teasing with one of the key focuses of their whistle-stop tour of the Big Apple, promoting vaccine equity, as it partnered with the city to become a COVID-19 vaccine pop-up last month. The city partnered with Melba's in August in an effort to try to boost uptake of the vaccine in the neighborhood. Harlem's population is 54% black, according to census data, and vaccine take-up has been lower in the area than other parts of the city. The couple, who live in California after stepping aside from royal duties last year, are scheduled to appear on Saturday at a global citizen concert aimed at raising awareness and money to tackle a variety of issues, including climate change, global poverty and vaccine inequity. The two, in partnership with the World Health Organization, gathered a key group of NGOs, executives, experts, public health officials and world leaders Thursday for a joint dialogue on achieving shared global COVID-19 vaccine equity goals. The Sussexes arrived at the restaurant straight from Harlem's A123 Mahalia Jackson School, where 95% of the students fall on the Economic Need Index and are eligible for free meals, according to Public School Review. The index means they face economic hardship, based on temporary housing, eligibility for public assistance and census poverty rates. It all got too much for some of the children, who were reduced to tears as they received hugs from the former working members of the royal family. The couple visited the school alongside New York City Schools Chancellor Mesa Porter late on Friday morning, after leaving their luxury hotel in Manhattan in their fleet of gas-guzzling SUVs for day 2 of their 3-day New York City tour. Meghan sported a $5,840 Loro Piana cashmere coat and matching $1,680 pants for her visit to the public school, which serves shelters for families without permanent homes. Her shoes are thought to be $665 Manolo Blahnik red suede pointed toe pumps. She accessorized her look with around $387,000 worth of jewelry, including her $350,000 engagement ring, a $4,500 diamond ring from her first public engagement with Harry as his fiancée, Princess Diana's $23,000 Cartier tank watch, a $6,900 Cartier love bracelet, and a $3,000 Jennifer Mayer tennis bracelet. The couple kicked off the first day of their tour Thursday, rubbing shoulders with New York lawmakers and UN officials, as well as paying their respects to the victims of the September 11 terrorist attacks at Ground Zero. They also visited the office of the World Health Organization, where they held a meeting with Chelsea Clinton, health officials and other experts to discuss vaccine equity, ahead of their appearance at Saturday's Global Citizen concert. On Thursday night, Harry, 37, was spotted in Bemelman's bar in the Carlisle Hotel chatting animatedly with the people at his table, with no sign of Meghan, 40, inside. They are staying at the Lavish Hotel, where top-tier rooms cost up to $8,800 a night, during what is their first major public appearance since they shocked the world by stepping back as senior working members of the royal family last January. Both Meghan and Harry opted for more casual looks for the visit to the school in Harlem Friday, compared to their business-like attire the day before. The Duchess opted for a head-to-toe red number, with loose-fitting pants, stiletto court shoes and coat. The pantsuit is by Loro Piana with the coat costing $5,840 and the pants $1,680. For a second day in a row, she appeared to dress for winter in the cashmere coat, after social media users were baffled by her choice of black turtleneck and heavy coats during Thursday's outing despite New York City's balmy 80F heat. The prince, meanwhile, swapped his formal suits for beige chinos and a long-sleeved navy polo shirt for the school visit, which was touted as a way to promote early literacy. The couple sported matching black face masks as they greeted children in the playground of the public school, who showed the couple a brightly colored mural they had made. Meghan and Harry chatted to the children, hugging many of them and posing for photos by the colorful display. One of the students was seen getting emotional during the visit and was reduced to tears as she was given a hug from the prince. Meghan then took to the stage at an outdoor reading event to read her children's book The Bench to a group of second-grade students. Harry sat cross-legged on a cushion on the ground with around 2 dozen 7-year-olds as they listened to the Duchess read aloud from the book. "Wrote this when we just had our little boy, and I haven't read it to any other kids but you," she told the children. After reading the book, she then took questions from some of the students and asked them what special place they share with the important people in their lives. "It doesn't have to be a bench. It can be anywhere where you feel comfortable," she told them. The Bench, released on June 8, explores the special bond between father and son as seen through a mother's eyes. Meghan has previously said the book was inspired by a poem she wrote for Harry on his first Father's Day, 1 month after Archie was born. Illustrations throughout are inspired by the Sussex family, including their daughter Lilibet Diana, who was only born 4 days before its release and after the illustrations were drawn. Meghan donated copies of her book to the school and the students presented her with paper hearts of pink and white with drawings and messages as the Sussexes left the school. The couple also donated 2 garden boxes filled with vegetables and herbs to the school. Through their Archewell Foundation, in partnership with Procter & Gamble, they also stocked the school's pantry with personal health and hygiene supplies. They plan to donate a washer and dryer to the school as well so more children can have clean uniforms. Meanwhile, the students also gifted Meghan with some of their drawings which they had penned onto pink paper hearts. The Duchess looked through the drawings after her reading session. An anti-vax and anti-mask heckler stood outside the school shouting through a bullhorn during the visit from the couple. The school, supported in part by the youth and family non-profit Graham Windham, serves children in kindergarten through 8th grade. On Thursday morning, the Sussexes first visited the One World Trade Center Observatory where they met with New York Governor Kathy Hochul, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio and de Blasio's family. They arrived around 8:14 de la mañana heading straight up the tower and emerging around 30 minutes later to pose for photos with the officials. While atop the One World Trade Center, Meghan said, "It's wonderful to be back in New York," following her last visit in September 2019 when she cheered on close friend and tennis star Serena Williams at the US Open. Meghan and Harry wrapped up their first day in the Big Apple Thursday by hosting a meeting on vaccine equity with Chelsea Clinton and other health experts at the World Health Organization, WHO, office in the United Nations, building. The couple released a statement on the Instagram account for their non-profit Archewell saying they had partnered with the WHO to host a dialogue on the urgent need to achieve global vaccine equity. "In this room, we had a number of the foremost leaders on public health, pandemic preparedness, scientific progress, and community building," they said in a joint statement. Today's meeting was a much appreciated opportunity to learn from some of the most respected experts who are working tirelessly to end this pandemic. Building on ongoing conversations we've had with global leaders over the past 18 months, today further reinforced our commitment to vaccine equity. We're so encouraged by the spirit of collaboration we heard throughout our conversation and are eager to do our part. The meeting included Chelsea Clinton, WHO Assistant Director General Stuart Simonson, Director of Global Affairs at the Department of Health and Human Services Lois Pace, WHO Foundation CEO Anil Soni, WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, former President of Liberia Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and the UN's Under Secretary General Winnie Byanyima. Clinton, the daughter of former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, is the vice-chair of the Clinton Foundation. The Sussexes had been spotted emerging from the HQ at 885 2nd Avenue late Thursday afternoon, carrying both WHO documents and documents featuring their Archewell Foundation branding. The discussion on vaccine equity comes ahead of their appearance at Saturday's Global Citizen Concert, which is also focused on the same mission. The couple then parted ways with the officials and took a tour of the 9/11 Memorial and Museum, joined by National September 11 Memorial and Museum President Alice Greenwald and Patricia Harris, CEO of Bloomberg Philanthropy. The Sussexes visited both pools on the sites where the North Tower and South Tower once stood, reading the names of the victims inscribed on the memorials and taking a moment of silence via WREATH. They spent around 30 minutes inside the museum before being whisked back to their hotel for a quick pit stop and outfit change. Around midday, they traveled to 51 Plaza for a meeting with US Ambassador to the UN Linda Thomas Greenfield on COVID-19, racial justice and mental health. The ambassador described the meeting as wonderful as she shared snaps of the trio chatting on sofas in a lounge area and then posing in front of branding. A wonderful meeting with Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, she tweeted, with photos from their meeting. Important discussion of COVID, racial justice, and raising mental health awareness, she wrote on social media. Meghan and Harry then paid a visit to the World Health Organization, WHO, headquarters at 885 2nd Avenue, where they emerged carrying both WHO documents and documents featuring their Archewell Foundation branding. The couple revealed on the Instagram account for their non-profit Archewell that they had partnered with the WHO to host a dialogue on the urgent need to achieve global vaccine equity. In this room, we had a number of the foremost leaders on public health, pandemic preparedness, scientific progress, and community building, they said in a joint statement. Today's meeting was a much appreciated opportunity to learn from some of the most respected experts who are working tirelessly to end this pandemic. Building on ongoing conversations we've had with global leaders over the past 18 months, today further reinforced our commitment to vaccine equity. We're so encouraged by the spirit of collaboration we heard throughout our conversation and are eager to do our part. The meeting brought together world leaders, health officials, and experts including Chelsea Clinton, WHO Assistant Director General Stuart Simonson, Director of Global Affairs at the Department of Health and Human Services Lois Pace, WHO Foundation CEO Anil Soni, WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, former President of Liberia Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and the UN's Under Secretary General Winnie Byanyima. Clinton, the daughter of former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, is the vice-chair of her family's foundation and is a global health advocate. Much of the details of the Sussex trip to the Big Apple, including the purpose of the meetings with various officials, remain under wraps. They are scheduled to appear at Saturday's Global Citizen Concert in Central Park, which focuses on vaccine equity.